I am honored to have on the panel Greta D'Souza, second from my side, from B.Ed College, Sharmila, who is onto my left here, from law, then Ms. Indra Ramaswamy, and Marina from the PU College, and Madhuri also from PU College. Briefly about the purpose of the topic and little background, so that I don't speak much, but they speak. We intend to have a national seminar on English in higher education, learner-centered pedagogies. The ELT, which is English language teaching as a separate domain of inquiry, generally, as it is taught and practiced in India, doesn't make a distinction between teaching English at the primary school level, middle school level, or secondary education, and the higher education. Added to that, there is another dimension that English language teaching at the higher education itself has been seen from a different perspective. One predominant perspective is that, well, the purpose of English teachers is to give humane education. The understanding is that other subjects will do very, very knowledge-centered, discipline-centered teaching, and the English teachers will have responsibility to teach humane values. And that's one reason why so-called great pieces of literature are prescribed, and many times the tone of the teachers constantly ends up in trying to say that, well, we need to imbibe these qualities in ourselves. The second approach to teaching in higher education is that, which is why communicative English method came in significantly, and the argument was that you need to teach them how to read and write. So a large chunk, for example, now a little different, but earlier, especially the syllabi of BCA, BBM, did not have much poems or lessons or plays. They had letter writing, interviewing, newspaper report writing, various kinds of things devoid of poetry. And this is the second approach, that the primary purpose of English teaching is skill enhancement, which is speaking and writing. Now, if you look at the European and the North American context, you realize that suddenly that there is no English language course which includes poems and novels and plays. At the graduate and at the undergraduate and the graduate level doesn't exist. If you consider graduate as masters and others, then there it doesn't exist. The undergraduate level, what you have is a writing course which primarily leads to your main courses. So what you will be taught is comprehension, paragraph writing, and the idea is that when you do your research, when you write your research papers, this skill helps, and that's where it ends. In this multifarious context in which English is practiced globally and in India, we would like to bring another dimension. When we're talking about learner-centered education, not that the education now is not learner-centered, learners are not part of it, but the focus is not primarily from the point of the origin is not with the student, it's either with the discipline or with the teacher. So is it possible to think of learner-centered pedagogies where all pedagogical methods, the curriculum flows from where students are and from there where we take them to? How do we think of English? We also realize in Indian context that English is, although we say English is taught by English teachers, we notice that in fact we spend, for example, if you have about 40 hours per week, English teachers spend just about 4 hours with you. The remaining 36 hours are with the various subject teachers. In which case, and since they're teaching in English, is there some ways we can also think in terms of looking them as also English teachers, or do we need to relook at English teachers who go to class with the novels, poems, plays, or letter writing, report writing, newspaper writing, all these? Now in this context, as a run-up to the national seminar, this particular panel intends to discuss what are the disciplinary differences. We have Sharmila from law school, talking from the point of view of the needs of law students, law departments. We have Greta coming from education in terms of what they think, what should be the focus of English and needs of education. We have Indra Ramaswamy, who has done considerable teaching at the BCA level, trying to say what are their expectations, their needs. And we have Marina coming from PU College in terms of how they train students. Now, is PU, question would be for you, is PU language teaching an aim in itself, or is it for preparing them for research-based higher education? Unfortunately, because of the late arrival of the camera, we have left with little time, so I may not be able to give you more than about 5 minutes to organize your thoughts and express. After that, we will ask the audience to raise questions or maybe we have discussions elsewhere. And I hope to close the session by 2:50.